Incredibles 2 featured a heavy dose of the amazing toddler Jack-Jack. While each of the other Incredibles have one superpower each, Jack-Jack actually boasts a whopping 17 and counting.
That is freaky.
Jack-Jack is going to be seriously overpowered, and we have a list to help you keep track of his growing list of abilities. Before we count them down, though, be sure to click on that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything Screen Rant. Morphing. Jack-Jack has the ability to change his appearance, but it doesn't end there. His transformation abilities have many sub-branches, which all in all make him an extremely diverse baby. One of his transformations is turning into an angry red demon child who is much stronger than normal Jack-Jack. From there, he can go into a combustible form, which sets him on fire and some of the surrounding objects if they're close enough. Only Jack's skin goes on fire, and not his entire organic mass, so the flames have to be put out by an outside source. From there, Jack-Jack can manipulate his size and become much larger than he actually is. As he gets bigger, so does his mass, so he ends up getting a little bit bigger around the edges, so to speak. He can also copy certain features from other people, such as hair, noses, and eyes. Once he grows up, Jack-Jack can be the perfect spy, but he can do more than just mimic people's features. Jack-Jack can also turn his body into metals and rubber as a way of mutating his mass and mobility. He can also phase through objects, thanks to his ability to move so fast that his molecular structure allows him to escape from enemy hands or from bindings.
Kneel before me.
Self-Duplication. Bouncing off of the morphing categories, Jack-Jack has another ability that allows him to change, only this time it's not changing anything about him. Rather, this wily one-year-old can actually duplicate himself to get the upper hand in a battle. During his memorable encounter with a racoon, an extra Jack-Jack goes a long way. Unlike Loki's illusions in the MCU, Jack-Jack's duplications have mass, and thus can carry out attacks of their own. Whether they have independent decision-making skills or if they're controlled by the original Jack-Jack remains to be seen, but all the duplicates return to the original Jack-Jack once they're done. Teleportation. As if a superpowered baby wasn't a handful already, Jack-Jack has teleportation abilities as well. At the moment, we or the Parr family have no idea how far Jack-Jack can actually teleport, but he's smart enough to be able to remove himself from his crib on multiple occasions. That'll be handy once he's older for sure, but it doesn't end at moving himself from one end of the house to another. Jack-Jack can actually move himself between dimensions. He leaves our dimension and travels through another one. Once he appears in ours again, the distance he's traveled will be the same as it was in the next dimension, so it's a handy way to sneak up on one's enemies. Who knows what Jack-Jack will learn over there? Jack-Jack can still hear and be heard while in another dimension though, which will help his parents keep an ear on him at least. Superhuman Strength. Jack-Jack may only be 1 year old, but don't let his small and ridiculously cute demeanor fool you. He is an Incredible after all, and one of his many powers is of course Superhuman Strength. He probably gets this one from his dad, who also boasts Superhuman Strength. If his powers are anything like his dad's, he'll be able to lift incredibly heavy objects as if they were feathers. Not only that, but he'll be able to apply his strength into attacks, like turning the basic punch into a super punch. During the fight with the racoon, he's able to dish out the pain quite effortlessly, and even throw heavy human objects around with ease. Laser eyes. Taking a cue from Superman himself, Jack-Jack also has the ability to shoot laser beams out of his eyes. Wherever he looks, a constant beam of laser will be directed continuously until Jack-Jack turns the beam off. The lasers also bounce off reflective surfaces like mirrors, so in theory, Jack-Jack can shoot around corners if the circumstances allow it. Jack-Jack can also use these lasers in a similar fashion to a traditional science fiction laser beam weapon, where he can fire his lasers in small bursts. Telekinesis. Jack-Jack's overpowered abilities don't stop there though. The incredible toddler can also use telekinesis powers to manipulate objects around him. Using his mind, he can propel objects, lift them, and push them. Furthermore, he can actually manipulate matter with his mind. Time will tell if he'll be able to read and control minds like Professor X can, but we'd say he's off to a good start. Levitation. As if being able to teleport and travel into other dimensions wasn't enough, Jack-Jack has the ability to actually levitate and fly. At the moment, we're not sure if his levitational abilities are part of his telekinesis powers or if it's a unique power which is governed by the body and not the mind. But with a simple sneeze, Jack-Jack was able to launch himself into the air without a hitch, so it may be that Jack-Jack's body can propel itself through the air. Electrokinesis and wall crawling. We put these two together as they are the two powers we know the least about. Jack-Jack has the ability to generate electricity, but we're unsure exactly how this one works. Is his body naturally producing the power all the time, or does it come and go like his other powers seem to do? Once he does have the electrokinesis active, does it work in a more defensive or offensive capability? Questions for Incredibles 3. Furthermore, Jack-Jack can crawl on walls much like how Spider-Man can. If this is an extension of his telekinesis or an actual separate ability also remains unknown, but it proves that Jack-Jack has no shortage of ways to get around. And that's it for now, everybody. Out of all of Jack-Jack's many powers, which do you think is the coolest? Do you think he's too powerful now, or do you like that he has so many powers? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to get more content just like this in your playlist every day. Thanks for watching.